happens now? Where does this leave us? Joining me now is someone who's studied the issue closely, Professor Jed Shugerman. Professor, thanks so much for coming on the program. Appreciate it, from Fordham Law School. All right, so what do you make of this? Is this plan legal? Does it pass muster?
Well, let me pick up where you were just leaving off with the standing question and the procedural problem. I actually don't think it's that much of a problem, given the way that these loans work. The federal government does not administer the loans over the long term. Private banks administer them and collect fees like late fees, but regular fees as well. So for many individual loans, there is a $12 to $20 fee per month. That's $150, $200 per year at least, plus late fees. So those are lost fees for private banks. It would not be hard for a private bank to show that they've got concrete losses. Beyond that, they can show that they hire a certain number of employees per year.
Yeah, no, that's right? a very interesting point. And so now let's talk more broadly about this. You've described the pandemic as a flimsy explanation for this. Tell us what you mean.
I may not have used the word flimsy, but I think it's unpersuasive. I think this is a loser for the arguments they've given. So the way that you introduced this is right. The statute they're citing is a post 9/11 statute, and a lot's not only happened since 9/11, a lot has happened in the Supreme Court on these kinds of issues. The memo that the Biden administration wrote, it's called the Office of Legal Counsel. They are usually advisors to the president, but over the last decade or so, they mainly just tell the president whatever the president wants to hear. So they wrote an unpersuasive and weak memo that I think is a loser for the arguments that they've given for three reasons. One, it does not make a fit between what Biden announced as a broad policy for anyone making under $150,000 a year or $125,000 a year. That's not what the OLC memo explains. It has to be causally linked. Someone has to be in hardship because of COVID. Some people are in worse shape now because of COVID. Some people aren't. So that's the first problem, is there's not a fit between the COVID emergency and the policy they've announced. The second problem is that the Roberts Court expects a clearer explanation of the context of a statute when there's something called a major question. It's called the major question doctrine. The Biden administration memo does not mention any of the cases or the doctrine or approach the arguments in a way that shows respect for what the Roberts Court would need to hear. That's a way you lose cases. And the third problem, Dan, is a problem of principle. Democrats and progressives were right to complain about the Trump administration giving pretext arguments when they had some other real motivation: the Muslim ban, the wall, family separation. And what the Biden administration has done here is it's given a pretext explanation, COVID, for I think is a good policy, but I'm worried that the long-term problems they are really motivated by don't match the arguments they've made, and that's a good way to lose a case.
And so you support the policy as a matter of policy, but you're saying that you think as a legal matter, it's not going to survive.
That's right. Either 6-3 or 9-0.
And the Biden administration must know that, and they're just willing to say, you know what, maybe it'll give us a year or two to do this, and ignore, I guess, how much legal limbo it'll leave everyone in the meantime. But anyway.
And I don't know what they were thinking. It's either pointing. It seems to me that they did a very bad job on this, and I don't know, and I wish I could explain why. They do have a chance to fix it. There might be another statute that gives more of a basis for it, but I don't know why they didn't cite it.